Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Leslie Gina, and I'm the current Executive Director of the Alliance of Fine Arts. I'm so pleased to welcome you to our 2021 Best of the Best Awards reception. The Alliance of Fine Arts strives to promote fine art awareness and appreciation in our community, support art education in our schools, share resources, and provide exhibition opportunities for artists in the western suburbs. This year has been a particularly challenging year for artists and arts organizations, as it has been for pretty much everybody. I've heard from many of our member organizations that membership is low, they have less volunteers, and they are just not able to have programs and showcase their art in the way that they could before the pandemic. Access to art is very important to me and in my work as the Director of Art Programs at the People's Resource Center, a nonprofit which offers free services to residents of DuPage County. I have seen firsthand how art can provide an outlet for people, especially during times of stress. People need art now more than ever. So please support these hardworking organizations through becoming a member, volunteering, donating, anything you can do. We really appreciate your support. A full list of our membership guilds and their contact info can be found on our website, www.allianceoffineart.org. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, our Best of the Best Awards. We are so fortunate that this year we could have our art show at the DuPage Art League on 218 West Front Street in downtown Wheaton. The gallery is open Monday through Fridays from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2, and the show will be up through May 26th, so please go check it out if you haven't gotten the chance yet. Our judge for this year is David Marcet. David Marcet is a figurative painter who has been teaching fine arts at Benedictine University since 2007. He grew up in Lisle, Illinois, and attended Bennett Academy. David continued his studies at Drake University, where he earned a BFA in painting. After working in the Chicago art and theater industry, David went on to the Savannah College of Art and Design, where he earned an MFA in painting. While maintaining a studio practice in Hinsdale, Illinois, the past several years, David has exhibited in multiple solo shows, created public artworks, and his work has been acquired in several private collections. In addition, David received the Artist Private Grant from the state of Illinois in 2008. David lives in Hinsdale with his wife Cheryl and their 3 children, Brody, Emmett, and Reese. Some of his influences include Caravaggio, Monty Python, Tom Waits, but he is most inspired by the silliness and exuberance of his 3 children. Now I'm going to let David take it away.
Hello, my name is David Marcet, and I am thrilled to be the juror in this year's AFA art exhibit. First off, I'd like to apologize for this format. Filmmaking and filming myself is not exactly my forte. In fact, I'm pretty sure that my 10-year-old daughter can make a better video on TikTok than I am going to do here, but please bear with me. I'd like to say on a personal level, this is the first gallery and first exhibit I've actually viewed in person since we shut down over a year ago due to the pandemic. So this experience has been really kind of overwhelming in a way, and really kind of thrilling. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the criteria that I kind of established for myself when judging the work. Being an artist and an educator, I've been on both sides of the glass here in terms of this format. So it kind of gave me a new appreciation for sort of the daunting task of having to narrow down the best works in a show such as this, where there's so much quality work involved. So criteria, I wanted to actually just give you some idea of what I looked for when judging this work. I broke things down into content, craft, and the overall success of the works. Contents, I look for a literal or implied narrative, demonstrating a sincere articulation of self-expression. Craft, I really looked for works that displayed a mastery of the artist's medium and presented in a professional and conscientious way. The overall success of the work, I also considered the aesthetics, and how the artist dealt with formal issues such as color, form, composition, continuity. So those are some of the things that I looked for. I'm going to talk first about some of my selections for honorable mentions. There really were quite a few works that easily could have been in this category for sure. And ultimately, I had to narrow it down and kind of just went with my gut. But there were works that I really just I found were just undeniably beautiful and well painted. So let's take a look at some of the selections for honorable mention. They're not in any particular order. My first selection for the honorable mentions is entitled Iris by John Baker. I really loved his vibrant color palette and expressive post-impressionistic brushwork. My next selection for honorable mention is Cheryl Ferber's watercolor entitled Spring, which displays a delicate and intimate study of pitcher plants. My next selection for honorable mention is Valerie Lorimer's vibrant and whimsical abstract piece entitled First Day Jitters, whose composition seems as if the colors and lines are going to percolate to the top of the canvas. The last work that I've chosen for honorable mention is Dale Olson's Morning Light 2, whose brushwork and color study depict an exquisite moment of light and shadow. The following pieces are my selections for first, second, and third place. My selection for third place is Brad Peirce's Pop-Up Safari at Failing Hydraulic Wildlife Monument. In addition to being masterfully painted, the dreamlike juxtaposition that exists in the mechanical failure of a monument celebrating the natural environment is compelling, to say the least. I also found his play on atmospheric perspective quite interesting. The scene depicted shows depth into a far-off desert landscape, but is then flattened by the hot air balloons and the plywood cutouts in the foreground, creating a kind of visual dissonance which adds to the overall tension of the piece. In second place is the work by Laura Line Spencer entitled Long Walking Tale. I actually missed this on my first walk through the gallery. When I looked closer at these hanging strips, I was completely engaged with the beauty and texture of these works. On further examination, I began to feel as if they were markers of particular places and experiences, represented by small mementos and vestiges woven together like an ancient scroll or an Egyptian cartouche. The selection for first place is by Dorothy Bury Shaw, entitled Mother to Mother. I thought Miss Shaw's piece was fascinating. I thought the design of the work was exquisite in its construction, and the imagery was compelling. The idea of motherhood being the source of all the building blocks of life itself, comprised of music, mathematics, and art, makes for a beautiful, intriguing, and unique piece of artwork. The Best of Show award this year has been changed to the William Uznaski Award. I felt that this piece was not only beautifully painted, but emotionally charged and culturally significant. This year's selection for Best of Show for the Uznaski Award is Carla Wong and her beautiful painting, Nurses in Pandemic Times. I couldn't ignore how stunning Miss Wong's piece was when I first viewed it. I think the pandemic has had an impact on every soul on this planet, and this painting is a powerful and visceral reaction to that experience. I think the focus on nurses as the heroines of this narrative is exceptional, and the surreal diorama she created seemed logical considering the way the pandemic has transformed our lives into an unrecognizable dreamscape. I'd like to say congratulations to all of the artists and the organizations that made this show possible. I'd also like to thank you for allowing me to share in this experience with you. Take care and be well. Bye-bye.
Congratulations to all of our artists. Before I say goodbye, I just want to thank our board and delegates for volunteering their time to make this exhibition possible, especially with the challenges of this year. Thank you to Liz Connolly, Carol Caswick, Glenn Hoffman, Peter Marinelli, Diana Naraki, Charlotte Zipperly, Marianne Hassan, Margaret Buchholz, Carol Marcus, Nancy Kastner, and Freddie Harmon. Also, a huge thank you to the DuPage Art League and the hanging committee there led by Kay Walgren. Remember to visit the show before May 26th so you can see the work in person. Thanks so much and have a great rest of your day.